Hello, weary travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. Whoa, why am I so choppy again? Okay. Alright, nope, seems to have cleared up now. Alright, well, my name is Sheela Ornthalis. I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is fish and chips, and it looks like Emily is currently available for a full-service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Today will be my 27th Final Fantasy XIV stream, and I am just about to start the post-Shadowbringers patch quests. Hello, Toxan! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Let's see, where was I at? So yeah, there are a lot of loose ends to tie up around the first. And every one of the Scions still needs help with something, including Grahatia, if that little snippet of, like, weird multiple personality stuff from that last cutscene is to be believed. As always, I'll also be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as regular old conversations, so don't be afraid to fill that chat with discussion. And we'll go ahead and get started. So, obviously this is the first stream since the patch that happened earlier this week, so I'm hoping that that did not mess me up again, like the last patch did. But we'll find out very quickly, won't we? Then, it has been a long time. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot express how I have longed to know more of the first. This world Minfilia has sacrificed to save so much. But come, rest your feet. Woo, excuse. Oh, that's how that happened. Okay. Tataru should be arriving shortly. Now, are we gonna get a voiced cutscene or no? And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle? This girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Lynn, might I ask a favor of you when you return to the next... or you next return to the first? Tell Reen when I cannot. To tell her thank you. She's a nice lady, isn't she? And I would offer you thanks as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Yo. Real? Hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've not had a peep out of him. It's been a good long while now, too bloody long. On account of which, I'm gonna sneak over the border and see if I can get a signal from him up closer. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking my way through Gimlet now that the fighting's died down. Woo! Lots of words. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. No, I'd best be... Oh, I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients? She was getting ready to examine him again when I left. Let's head back then. I'm sure it's important. You know what? Literally just faster to fly. Maybe she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. It's gonna be something bad. Not having your soul in your body for an extended period of time probably isn't very good.
You're here. Good.
Just a meeting of normal-sized people amongst all these giants.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health.
Oh, I'm actually shocked at that.
For the present, at least.
Hmm?
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed.
Hmm.
Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hmm. So the longer they've been there, the more in danger they are.
Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Uh-huh.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
Hmm.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Plan. Leave it to me.
Thank you.
But where's she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch.
Mm-hmm.
Pray return to the first and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Well, here's hoping. So, we don't have any clues as to what the actual solution is going to be yet, but I have, and honestly, like, normally I would theory craft, but I got nothing to work off of right now. Ah, then you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course it wasn't. Well, go on. Their corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you've returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. It is but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. I mean, yeah, that would seem, responsible.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
I really need to make myself a button that I can push to just cause that sound effect.
That some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration.
It's worth a shot.
Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
So the hole was not made for them. Makes sense.
I would not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
So how was your death supposed to
And so long as I breathe,
cause the
I will
reversal?
spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Yep, there we go.
What was that for?
Being an idiot.
How can you even entertain such thoughts?
You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
That's right.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Hmm?
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
Here?
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Abirine?
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain new monarch chose to make their home there soon after.
I know it's not going to be Ezel, but I want it to
Long
be.
lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me.
Oof, that's rough, buddy.
Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae Folk. By that merit alone,
Fair.
I'm hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be getting a free Crystarium weapon coffer. Neat. I like that one. This here. Okay. Ooh. I'll deal with that later. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. How does it show? Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of some light orosite. By thy leave, of course. The process requires no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. And I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. But he's so extra. Started the day off with a headache, and it's better than it was, but it is definitely hitting me. I've already had to start my caffeine for the day. You're just standing out here in the rain, huh? Whoop! I say, right as I drop into the water face first. Ooh. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different. Which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. Oh, is this going to be a dungeon? Oh, goodness gracious, I should hydrate. You can't honestly think barging in is going to look good. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is, then. But I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised, your moods invariably improve when Lynn is around. What exactly are you implying? She averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished. It is only natural that we are pleased to see her. Yes, well, you'll have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we're finished here. Of course. Then let us proceed to the palace. Starting a little polykill here, are we? Ooh. Oh good, and we can do it with NPCs. Ooh, I just noticed how close we are to a commercial break. Let's see if we can get through this entire thing before I'm forced to go to commercial. What? Hold up, I thought you said this guy was a new Mo. What the fuck is that? Should you value your lives, you will quit this place at once. Now be gone with you. Whoop. Oh! Fuck. Hang on. Alright, hydrating. Ooh, I'm getting stuff out of order. This is what I get for not playing Red Mage off screen. Let's do that and that. Oh. Mostly having to lurk, but you hope you're enjoying. Yes, I am, of course. And no worries on the lurking. Totally understand, given how much I have to lurk. It's still nice to know that somebody's out there, though. Yep, that's what I expected to happen. Alright, well, this has been a good warm-up. One day you'll have a different job that doesn't require you to have a panic mute button on your monitor speakers, and you'll be able to actually do things during your downtime. Yeah. 8%. Done. One thing I will say, that was one of the best things I discovered I could do with my, my stream pedal after I'd gotten it, was basically just to assign it as a specific mute button. And so even though, like, I don't have to go hands-free or anything, I can actually just mute various things about my computer pretty much whenever I like. Yeah. And I know that that's a luxury item, but, you know, it is still something to think about. Okay, so not that direction then. Ow. Rude. Ooh, we're up to our first mini-boss. Hey. Hang on. I am gonna get some more water, though. Are the brooms talking in reverse on purpose? Or is that a graphical glitch? Whoop! Yeah. Yeah, no, I got too greedy there. That was silly of me. I wonder if those shadows are baked in. Ah, goodness gracious. Yep, go ahead and do it, buddy. Oop, got myself out of order there. Oof. Messed that rotation up real bad. Do you mind? Do you mind? Ow. Oop, there we go. Ooh. Oh. Oh, hello?
Someone's flirting with Dad again.
Okay, is this just like hot performer on stage flirting or flirting?
Well, he sent me to get you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and save my spouse from an aggressive audience member. I will be back in a few minutes. Stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff. We'll be right back. Alright, who is it? are back. Thankfully, it wasn't one of our regulars. It was just a random traveler who didn't know better. It's all good. But also, I want to bring up the fact that it's a really, really nice thing that we started being able to do this with. I've been muted this whole time. Oh, son of a gun. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I was saying that I was about to stand up and take a break. Because, holy moly. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Okay, I'm back. And I'm ready to not be frustrated at this. The one complaint that I have about NPCs in dungeons is that the dungeon just does a reset of whatever combat you were in, instead of having one of the NPCs, which I know 2 of these NPCs minimum should have resurrections. Between the healer, who, you know, every healing class has a res of some sort, and the other red mage in the party. I don't know why that tweaks me so much. It's just one of those things where, like, it becomes very difficult to actually learn the mechanics of the scenario properly, and having to restart the match every time. I don't know, I do better in situations where I'm rezzed and immediately be able to continue engaging. It also doesn't help that as my frustration level goes up, I get sloppy. I know that for a fact about myself. Not my best feature, but it is a thing I know about myself, so here we are. Okay. Take 3. I narrowly escaped that one. Just by sheer dumb luck, because I was looking at my hotbar, not at the enemy. Okay, next up is going to come the blue flames. Maybe. Yep, here we go. Oh, goodness gracious. Fuck! Oh, come on! Jumped to the wrong side. Ah. I really need to get the rest of the equipment at this level. Okay, so I know the left side, right side thing is, like, telegraphed by the direction where he's, like, holding and charging his sword. Is there anything environmentally that is also telegraphing that? Because, like, if you're dead on to the side of him, it's kind of hard to see where that's at. Or does it just always flip-flop left, right, left, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and stand by this. There, I already transferred it. I can withstand the flames. Okay, I'm number 4. Wait. Oh, beans! Ugh, I cannot believe I messed my rotation up that badly. At least I got further this time. Oh, should I be going back this way? I mean, I guess. Ooh, purely by accident. Do we have it this time? It seems so. Wow. Okay, we got there. Ooh, that was rough. But we got there before the second commercial break, so we're all good. Don't know if y'all can hear that, but the dog is having a dream. And she's woofing in her dream.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Sir, I thought you were supposed to be a pneumo. Oh.
Nightcloak, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
I see what he's doing there.
Shake? Beg?
Oh, your voice is
Our
adorable.
comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men.
Aww.
You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
Have you looked outside, bud?
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
There it is.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again.
Aww.
That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
That's fair. Oh, hello?
Mom, can you help me get a snack off the high shelf?
I mean, I can, but aren't you taller than me at this point?
Yeah, but you have that grabby spell that I don't.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll be there to help you in just a second, sweetie. Refuse all you want, we won't lie down and accept defeat. I mean, I gotta play into the joke, you know?
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am. Oh. No. Oh. Very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
What would that be? Bit of cheese?
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes. If I go get a snack for the kiddo. I'm gonna get one myself. Order some new drinks, get yourselves a new snack, all that sort of stuff. Stand up and stretch. Be good to yourselves, folks. We'll be back in 5. Alright. So, what do you want? That sounds good. Okay, we are back. Pretty much all the snacks we have right now are a little too sweet for what I'm looking for. Really should buy something salty. Ooh, I should get another can of peanuts. Those were good. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Becklug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel, yet I cannot deny that a part of me was glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the Numo with us. Had he not, Becklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. We mustn't dally here any longer. If Becklug here is to hear the truth of our travails and thirst, you of all people should be present. Agree. Oh, wait a second. Should be able to get a new piece of equipment. No, we did not get enough. Not by a long shot. Goodness gracious. Okay. I wonder how long I was muted for earlier, because I legitimately don't remember when I muted myself. I hope I was actually talking during the first part of my stream and it was just muted, like... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just after the, break. Oh well.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Yep. That's the long and the short of it.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But
Flummery is a cool word.
closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Yeah, fair.
Your tale is
Oh, really? Okay.
As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition.
Lighting in here
of
needs some
their
work.
own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Fair.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Mm-hmm. You've spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you gotten any thoughts as to how you might return to your world? White Auracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have begun or become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what might happen to their souls within the Auracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. Cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Yeah, fair. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? Might, or might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. My faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for us all to accompany you. Now while you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite Auracite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Becklebug as necessary? Sure. Sounds good to me. Let us make for Amarang then. And teleport out of there. I really need to finish the roll quest so I can get the new red mage duds for a glam. I say new. New for the end of Shadowbringers, at least. You know? What? Ah, there you are. So this is Halric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. You will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Ulrich was completely unresponsive before, but now... he still seems always oh, okay. Mumble is something. And perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. A sort of treatment. In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Verbert. Then for far darker purposes. But lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not likely to reverse the stagnation, mind you. It should offer some measure of relief. He stares blankly. It seems the tonic has had no effect. Is this warmth I feel in my chest? Hopefully that's a good thing. I feel warm. My legs, they don't feel as heavy. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? Notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function. In most of the patients, at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. Same here. As I feared then. It is true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. This holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, are unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. Fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible to find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of the relevance to your own predicament. And let's see. Let's go with this one. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, but I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Verbert. That soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But, in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. Mustn't dwell in the past. We can only make the future better. I know that only too well. Alas, the knowledge we require is steeped in such bitter memories. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Yep, same here. Admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. Purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. You're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients. Fine. Alpha note, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... Pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'd be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmag, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Pneumo and Pla Inni. They'll be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Great. Let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Sure thing. Oof. Clay from Amaring would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Well, the miners at Twine, perhaps. They will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Alrighty. There he is. Lynn! Oh, well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We've just had this moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley you lot took to Nabatharang. The trolley was no trouble. The Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. I've learned man that Chai news. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work, like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek. That doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Lynn here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is your need, my friend? Try it. Alright, my tracking's probably not going to be as good, but I turn off the bill light. Well, look no further. Anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, this isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Barren mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Alrighty. Get on the mount. Head on out. Ooh, it's the big chungus. You're a big boy. Eat that cake, buddy. Oh, there's some more. No, thank you. I'm good. Uh-oh. Go. And back across the map we go. I think I may only go until 2:15 today, because the headache I mentioned earlier is still sticking with me. So I may need to go lie in the dark or something for a little while. I would like to at least finish this part up. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Yes, indeedly. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and water, and then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form, and performing the necessary incantation. Becklug, I have a question. In the event that we need need of this spell, you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Ulrich and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Maybe you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are a few in all of Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Lynn? She's the best woman for the job. Give it my all for Halric, Tesleen. And we are all of the mind in the matter. Elise shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Let's see how this goes.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay?
Oh, that's a big old thing of clay.
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
Oh,
Clumped with
good does it need to
and a
look.
short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
You know, with the flying pigs.
There we are. How's that?
It's certainly something.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality,
Wow,
it's what the invoker
savage.
believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality.
If successful.
Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Aww.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
Oh no, Alexei's gonna get a pet.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now.
Don't name it after your brother.
Go, Angelo!
Okay, that's cute. Buddy. Something. It's not a full solution, but it's something. It's a step in the right direction. What is he, Beglug? Or Becklug? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. My eyes do not deceive me. A hint of color has returned to his soul. I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. Oh, excuse me. Are you even now in the process of discovering? This magic asks much of its user. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, with utmost confidence, the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has proven most enlightening. I'll need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe return back to the source via Auracite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Becklug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, and a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Kaboo. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference is that his soul is suffused with earth-aspected aether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu, fellow you speak? Yep, you can tell the headache's getting to me. I'm getting less accurate in my readings. I see. His condition does sound familiar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Oh, of course. And as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug. See if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium, then. Finally, I found you. Kai-Shir? What are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. Take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on, then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklug. Big stuff. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore's at stake. Okay. Check something real quick. Because I know that at least one or two people I know are supposed to start streaming soon. And I'd like to send you off to them. It looks like Cap has not started streaming yet, so I guess I'll go for a few more minutes. Lady tries up in the parlor. Best not to keep her waiting, eh? Yeah, I suppose so. Let's hop on over there. Wah. Well, not seems here seems out of the ordinary. Though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that. Sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. What's going on, lady?
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Something happened to your husband?
Alone? What of Master Chai?
Oh, hello?
But that is the very reason I summoned you.
Someone's flirting with Dad again.
Like little flirt?
What?
Or big
What
flirt?
happened?
Like major flirt?
Well, he sent me to get you.
Yeah.
It all
Yeah, that's what I was
began
afraid of.
After the events at Mount Golg.
Alright, I'll
With
come back.
Lord Forthway
I'll be
out
there
of the
soon.
way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see.
I see.
After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent.
Yeah.
Adapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility.
Yeah, well.
Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
I mean, it's an honor, but also
Given the
a
manner in which
lot.
He orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos. None could deny his leadership qualities.
Yeah, that's true.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
True, true.
Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
Aww. Yeah, we know he doesn't deal well with encouragement and all that.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so?
I do.
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know, but whatever it is, I don't think he fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Now, that doesn't mean we shouldn't go help. We should definitely look into it. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I am sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Alrighty, sounds good. Okay, so let's go ahead and with that, I'm going to call stream for the day because, again, headache is just not going away. So, let's head back over to the Just Chatting screen and find somewhere to send you all off to. Thank you very much for stopping by, weary travelers. I do hope you enjoyed today's Final Fantasy XIV stream. I should be back tomorrow, Saturday, November 16th, with a new campaign of Wargroove 2. This appears to be the last main story campaign in the game that we're about to start, so I'm very excited to see what it's got in store for us. Until then, for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I've been your hostess, Sheela Ornthalis, and if you need to prop your feet up for a while longer, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. So let's see who is online right now. Oh, beans. Well, I was really hoping that Hurricane would come online. I'm gonna give them a shout out. Basically, I know they're going to be online soon, so go give them a follow so that you get that going live notification, alright? And if nothing else, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, ta-ta for now. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Mwah. Bye.